What's going on, guys? Dawko back again. Hope you're all fantastic today, and welcome to a FNaF news video. Not just any FNaF news video. We're going to be talking about the FNaF movie. Some news was revealed earlier this week. Chris Columbus, the director for the FNaF movie, is not the director anymore, apparently. No longer directing. So unfortunately, guys, it's looking like the FNaF movie has been delayed even further. If you remember last year, Blumhouse and Scott announced that the film was supposed to be filming in spring 2021. It's October 2021 now, and we've got the news that Chris Columbus is no longer directing. We don't know if the film was being filmed in spring 2021 as planned, and something happened where Chris decided to quit. Maybe he had some issues with the movie, with the writing. He wanted to direct it a different way, and things happened where Scott wasn't happy with the direction with the film, and Chris wanted to go a different route, but Scott didn't want to do that, so he decided to quit. It could be lots of different things, guys. There could be loads of different reasons why Chris decided to quit. Let me read the article first, guys, and talk about what's going on. We'll speculate what's going on with the movie. Obviously, this is just speculation, guys. We don't know anything about what's going on behind the scenes. It could still be in the works. It could still be filming. The director's just changed. We don't know anything. Five Nights at Freddy's movie. Jason Blum reveals Chris Columbus is no longer directing, but the film is still happening. We are a long way from giving up. So that's already a good sign, guys, that Jason still really wants to work on the movie. So don't panic just yet. If Jason said, Chris is no longer directing, we're done with the film, it's been cancelled, it's gone forever, that's when you're going to be disappointed, right? But Jason is saying that they're a long way from giving up. Jason's still passionate about this, and I know Scott is as well. They want to make this movie happen. It feels like we've been waiting forever for an update on the FNaF movie, but thanks to Blumhouse CEO Jason Blum, we finally got some news on what's happening with the long-awaited adaptation and why the heck it is taking so long. So remember, guys, this movie was actually announced 6 years ago, guys. In 2015, I made a video about the movie. So it's been a long time. During an interview with Collider for Amazon Prime Video's upcoming Welcome to the Blumhouse film series, Blum revealed that Chris Columbus is no longer involved with the film. Chris Columbus is no longer attached. He confirmed in no uncertain terms. The Harry Potter and Home Alone filmmaker was reported to write and direct back in February 2018, about a year after Blumhouse landed the rights. Originally, the FNaF movie was actually with Warner Bros, but then the rights got handed to Blumhouse, okay? The thing is, guys, we don't know when Chris Columbus left. He could have left like 3 years ago or last week, right? So we actually don't know a specific date when Chris Columbus quit. Declined to confirm whether or not they have a new filmmaker attached, replying with the coy, "That is classified information." However, he had much more to say about the delay in getting the film off the ground. And as is so often the case, the delay all comes down to getting the script right. It's really tough to crack, Blum explained. It seems to be with the script. Either Scott changed his mind about the script and wanted to take it a different direction and Chris didn't want to, or Chris himself wasn't happy with the script, but Scott was, and Chris didn't want to direct the film with Scott's script or something like that. We have written multiple scripts, and we've got where we're threading a needle, which is doing justice to Five Nights at Freddy's and making Scott happy. The only way that we would go about it is giving Scott, I don't want to do something that Scott doesn't like. Let me say that a different way. I don't have the right to do anything Scott doesn't like. Basically, Scott is kind of like the equivalent of the final cut, and it's taken longer than I had hoped to get the right story. We are a long way from giving up, and I'm confident eventually I will figure it out. It looks like there were some issues with the script, and that Scott isn't happy with the direction of the movie. Remember, guys, FNaF is Scott's baby, right? So Scott wants to make this movie good. From what Jason is saying, it seems like Jason or Chris, when talking about the movie with Scott, wanted to change some things possibly, wanted to change the plot, and Scott might have said no to that, and that caused some disagreements with the film as a whole, which led to Chris leaving. And that's obviously a problem with movie making, right? Because it happens with a lot of book adaptations and game adaptations. Books and movies, you know, a lot of things can change, right? And it happened with Harry Potter. Chris Columbus directed the first one, and I think he directed the second one as well. I don't know. He definitely directed the first one. And the book, you know, it had a very similar plot of what happened, but the movie, you know, missed a lot of details out and missed a lot of things out and skipped some things. And unfortunately, that sometimes has to happen with book adaptation, game adaptation, movies, or Netflix series and stuff, right? Sometimes the plot has to change. Sometimes details have to be skipped. You got to fill a 600-page book in a 1.5-hour movie, 2-hour movie, right? So, you know, a lot of details get skipped and, you know, the main plot is focused on. And even then, the story can sometimes get changed from book to film, from game to film as well. The script was actually finished by the looks of things, but possibly later on when Scott was happy with it, Chris or Jason or somebody wanted to change some things with it and Scott didn't like it. Jason and Chris are experienced with movies, so they obviously thought that their direction would have worked better than Scott's possibly, and, you know, and that possibly caused some disagreements with each other, right? I hope that makes sense. Scott really wants to make the movie perfect. He wants to make it, you know, he wants to make it as close to the game and the books as possible, in my opinion. And obviously movie directors and producers usually try to change things with the book or the game to make it more entertaining for viewers who are watching the movie, right? Now, obviously, from somebody from an outside view who doesn't know anything about FNaF, that can work, right? Because they haven't played the games, they haven't read the books. But from a fan base view, who has, you know, played all the games and watched the story, and they watch the movie and they see things that are completely random and don't make sense to the story, that the FNaF fan base will be unhappy about it. We know that, right? But from an outside perspective, probably from an outside perspective, they would find it entertaining, of course, but fan base wise, you know, people might not be happy. I think Scott's trying to please the core audience of FNaF instead of allowing the movie to get changed to fit better for an actual movie. For people who don't know anything about FNaF, to be interested in the movie, if that makes sense. So it's a real split here, guys, and that might have been why Chris Columbus quit. He decided, you know, we're not going to get anywhere. I've got other things to work on. I'm done. Because Chris could have been asked to do a different film. He could have been asked to, you know, somebody could have contacted Chris and went, hey, do you want to direct this film? And Chris went, you know what? I don't feel like I'm making any progress with the FNaF movie. Yeah, I'm going to leave the FNaF movie and I'm going to work on a different project instead. That works as well, guys. Chris could have thought it's not really going anywhere. It's not really going anywhere at the moment. He doesn't feel like he can direct it. Maybe the project was too much for him and he decided to quit and do something else. So this is the script that Scott was originally happy with. He was really happy with the Mike screenplay. It's a good mix. It has the best pieces from all the previous screenplays. Not really any problems here. All the right characters, all the right motivations, all the right stakes. Verdict, yeah. We're going with this one. It's fun, it's scary, and it has a great central story. The Mike screenplay. So we've made a video about this before if you want to check it out, if you want to recap, if you're new to the... If you didn't know anything of what's going on, if you're new to FNaF or whatever. But basically, they decided on the Mike screenplay, which is all about, you know, Michael Afton. Michael Afton probably is the night guard or something, investigating what's going on with the pizzeria or something like that. We'll have some back lore with William Afton, stuff like that. a mix of everything, you know, a mix of lore, a mix of scares, and a good ending and a good story. So because it has a mix of everything, including the lore, possibly, you know, Chris wanted to direct things differently with the story. I have no idea because we don't know anything. And there was some differences in the idea on how they're going to film things, right? The direction is completely different as well. You know, you've got the script, but you've got to direct it as well. You know, the scenes, the characters, the actors, everything like that needs to be directed. You know, Chris could have read the script and he might have not been happy with some things because he couldn't direct it or it wouldn't have worked well in a movie sense. And there must have been some differences. Another speculation is that maybe Scott changed his mind about the script. He read through it again and he wasn't happy with it and he wanted to change some things. The good news is that it's not over, okay, guys? Scott hasn't said that the film's done. Jason hasn't said the film's done. All that's happened is that the director has decided to leave. We don't know the reason why. It's very private. We've speculated what we think has happened. It literally could just be nothing to do with the script or the direction of the film or any differences between ideas. It could have just been, Chris could have just been asked to do another job and he decided to take it. It could literally just be something that small and Scott and Jason have to find a new director for it. You know, we've waited for 6 years. I'm sure we can wait a couple more years, right? And if it does get cancelled, it is what it is. You know, Jason and Scott try to do something. Sometimes it's very difficult to put a game into a movie without it flopping, right? The movie industry has had some video game adaptations which have gone really bad and people have not enjoyed them. Sometimes it's very difficult to make a good video game movie. We've had Sonic the Hedgehog, which was pretty good. The Mario movie is probably going to be good as well. Recently, we have been having some pretty good video game inspired movies and on Netflix as well with The Witcher. So it is looking promising. At the end of all this is that Scott wants to make this work. He could have easily said, yeah, let's make a FNaF movie and let's not focus on the story and just do some jump scares and make it spooky. And yeah, that could have been made, right? Scott could have took that direction easily. But at the end of the day, we've got to respect Scott wanting to make this movie good, you know. He's going through the script and stuff for years, and he's not happy with some things. He's not happy with the direction where it's going, and that's absolutely fine, right? He wants to make this good for everybody, for the fan base and the outside audience as well. He's got to find a balance, which is quite difficult to do. Whatever happens, I feel like the FNaF movie will do well, even if critics don't like it, and even if people don't like it at all, I still think it will be successful. And I think that's why Jason wants to try and get this movie out, because I think he knows as well that the FNaF movie is gonna do really well in theatres. Willy's Wonderland is an example. People really enjoy that movie, and that was on a much smaller budget, and people loved Willy's Wonderland. I liked it too. I thought it was pretty good and funny. So just imagine how the movie will be with a much bigger budget, with Jason and Blumhouse and Scott all behind the scenes working on it, with a good director. The reason why I'm not too fussed about it anyway is because we've been waiting for so long in the first place. That's the first thing. And I understand where Scott's coming from at the same time. I can understand why he wants to really try and make this work for everybody. And that can be difficult with, you know, directors and stuff wanting to do their own thing. And Scott's like, no, I don't want you to do this. This is my baby, you know, I want to make this perfect. And I'm not that bothered anyway, because we've got Security Breach to look forward to at the same time. So, to be honest, I really don't mind if FNaF's like been put on the shelf as a back burner for now, because we've got Security Breach to look forward to. The FNaF fan base has anyway. I'm not really fussed about it, right? I'm chill about it. And hopefully you guys are too, and just having your mindset is that Scott wants to do the best he can with the movie, and I'm pretty sure Jason does too. He just wants to make this. He wants to keep Scott happy, but also make a great film. And sometimes that can be difficult, you know, with two heads colliding with ideas and stuff with how the movie's going to go. You've got the creator of FNaF and the script and everything, and then you've got the direction of it, and sometimes you know, things from the script don't work with movies as much and they want to change things. And I think that's what's happened here. There you go, guys. There's your video about the FNaF movie. To summarise, we don't know what's going on. We don't know why Chris has left, but we've gave some ideas why. I feel like it's to do with differences with how they want the film to go out. Jason still really wants to get this out, and I'm sure Scott does too. It's, you know, it just happens sometimes with movies. So we'll have to wait and see what happens. Okay, we'll see in the future if Jason does any more interviews about the movie or Scott makes a statement or anything like that to let the fan base know what's going on. And yeah, let's see what happens. Thank you so much for watching. Leave a like if you enjoyed, and there's your FNaF movie news. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section. Like I said, I don't really mind. I have the mindset of it is what it is. We've got things to look forward to with security breach and stuff, so I don't mind waiting a little bit longer. And I understand where Scott's coming from. But I also understand where Chris is coming from as well, if that's the reason why he left. I'm being very balanced with everything. I think that's the best way to be in these situations, is that you've got to see both sides of things. You've got the book and the games versus an actual movie adaptation. Sometimes things don't collide as good as we want them to. Okay? Take care, lots of love, thanks for watching, and I'll see you all next time.